Hey, what is up, fellow Raiders? This is Vulcan Dan, and we have a new fusion event coming soon for the Knights Revenant, and she is a support champion, Mother Cybele. I don't know. With the new revelation that we found out that we've been pronouncing Kale's name wrong all this time. I don't know how to pronounce these champions' names now, but yeah, let's call her Mother Cybele. All right. So yeah, first things first. I've already went through her kit, and it seems like she is very underwhelming, and I'm thinking she must be in the running for the worst legendary and probably worse than Pixneal, which the community really trashed on that champion. But Pixneal is going to get a buff. But looking at this champion, she is in need of a bigger buff than Pixneal. So yeah, so am I going to go for this fusion or not? Probably yes, even though I probably won't use her as she is right now. But being a legendary champion and with the possibility of having a rework in the future to correct her skills to make it, worthy of being a legendary champion, I will still go for Mother Cybele. All right, yeah. So yeah, let's go through her kit. So Knights Rev, support champion. She has an A1 of attacks all enemies, 25% chance of placing a decreased speed for 2 turns, and increases her turn meter by 15%. This is probably the best skill that she has, but that's just her A1. Her A2 and A3, I'm not really a big fan of. A2 places a revive on death buff and a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. 6-turn cooldown. Not a great skill. We do have other champions that increase defense by 60% with other things like strengthen and increase attack or block debuff. So this one, not really a good skill. Also has a very long cooldown. I hope that goes down to 4, but still, even if it's a 4-turn cooldown, I don't think this is a very good skill at all. Revive on death, for someone who's new to raid, sounds like a good skill, but more often than not, the champion places a revive on death on a champion, and the champion never really, is in no danger of dying. And when the champion does die, the revive on death is not on the champion, so it ends up getting wasted. So yeah, so not a big fan of the A2 right there. A3 swaps HP with an ally. So this is regardless of the HP of that champion, whether his HP is higher or your HP is higher, it will still swap the HP. And then after that, whoever has the higher HP will fill that champion's turn meter by 40%, place the increased speed and block damage buff on the other person, on the other champion for 1 turn. And so that's basically how the skill works. But if it's it also places a continuous heal on this champion for 2 turns. Not a very good skill. I would just say, other skills that would just give your entire team the increased speed, increased turn meter, block damage. There are some skills like that just gives it to your entire team. This one just gives it to one ally and herself. Not really a very good skill, and it's on a 6-turn cooldown, and you doesn't even heal you. It just swaps HP, and then but of course you have this continuous heal. But there are other champions who just have a straight up heal for all of your allies. So not a very good A3 here. Don't know what Plarium was thinking when they made this skill. So yeah, definitely in need of a rework, a buff sometime in the future. She has a passive, fully heals the ally with the lowest HP whenever this champion is killed. Whatever, heals all allies by 20% of their max HP and fills their turn meter by 15% whenever this champion is revived. Because of course that is that works with her A2 with the revive on death, assuming that this champion dies when the revive on death is on the champion, because if not, then she just stays dead and nothing happens. Yeah, so not a very good champion. I will still try to get her because, of course, and if you're also at that position when where you can get this champion, you're going to do the events and the tournaments anyway. So might as well try to get this champion. She might get a buff in the future. And yeah, Plarium also has a history of releasing these fusion legendaries that end up not being good, and they just end up sitting in your vault. So yeah, so this is one of those. But again, there is the possibility of a rework in the future. Oh, and one more thing, it's not written here, but she does have an aura that increases everyone's speed in all battles by 24%. So that is also one of the good things in her kit. So that's speed in all battles. So that includes Doom Tower, Arena. So and yeah, it's a 24% increase. So not it's a very good aura. But other than that, her A2 and A3, not really not a big fan of those skills. All right, so let's just go to my game and I'll show you what I'm talking about these past fusions that end up just, you know, not being very useful. So I have Killian the Lucky here. This was my first fusion legendary. This was back more than a year ago, and as you can see here, I haven't even fully ascended him. He's level 59. This is I've been playing this account for for almost 2 years, but as you can see here, I don't bother with maxing out this champion because I don't use him anywhere. I did use him for quite a bit in Faction Wars until I got better champions, and some of those are even epics. So yeah, so this is just an example of how of what Plarium does. You know, they release these legendary fusions, but some of them end up not being so good. I do have a few here. We have Vergumkar, Drakgul, Skull Lord, Gurptuk. Yeah, so they're just sitting here. Some of them I do use in my Faction Wars team, but that's about it. I haven't even fully ascended them, so this is a free-to-play account. I don't want to waste resources on champions that are not going to be in my clan boss, in my arena teams. Pixneal right here, I haven't even put any potions on her. But yeah, we'll see what happens to Pixneal after the buff that Plarium announced. So yeah, my advice is still go for this fusion. I think there is a very good possibility that they would buff Mother Cybele. Yeah. Yeah, so what do you think about this? Are you going for this fusion or are you skipping it? I heard that a lot of players are planning to skip this one because we have been getting event after event, so it might be a good time to take a break. And we just had a Knight Revs fusion. Where is he? There you go. Versolf. Yeah, so Versolf, I was not a fan of him, but actually he's growing on me a bit, so he does have some use. He does hit hard with his A2. His A3 is okay with that increased defense and ally protect. I'm going to try to use him in a clan boss setup with double ally protect. So yeah, so at least Versolf has some use, but this new fusion of Mother Cybele, I can't think of anywhere that I would use her. So yeah, that is it for this video. I hope you found this useful, and if you like more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.